just named Time's Person of the Year for the second time in a row, and I just think that's very telling of how far we have not come as a society.
Now, if they wanted to make someone Person of the Year,
yes, Trump just made history, and some Libras on social media are not okay. They are losing their minds. When you take a look at this video, I'm about to show you Libra murder John Lemon practically weeps over Trump Person of the Year title bestowed by Time. Just because you are elected president of the United States doesn't mean you should be Person of the Year. He added, is this a joke? We have seen how this guy has gradually fed away his nobody. When I look at him nowadays, he's nobody. He left Twitter that he cannot be there again. I don't even know how I came across this video. Some people were watching him on TikTok, melting down, in fact, weeping. It's important. I show you, not only him, there are other people doing the same thing.
And just talk to us about what sort of impact the president-elect has had on the shape of U.S. politics this year alone.
Well, first of all, it's the greatest comeback story in American political history. I mean, when you think about all the things you just listed that he survived, from the political stuff to the lawfare to the assassination attempts to the Democrats changing out their campaign, when you think about all the unprecedented stuff that he had to survive in order to come back from losing in 2020 to winning not just the Electoral College, but the popular vote in 2024. There's never been anything like it. One of the superpowers of Donald Trump is that he's the breaker of narratives. And there were always narratives around him that he could never win the election, that the case in New York was going to bring him down, that, you know, this or that was going to be the thing that finally brought down Donald Trump, or that Kamala Harris was the greatest presidential candidate we've ever seen, and so on and so forth. Trump is the breaker of narratives, and I think he exposed really the political information distribution complex in this election for what it is, which is often a distributor of narratives and not facts. And a lot of people came out and supported Donald Trump because they felt like they were being lied to by the current administration. They had a real mistrust of the policies that had been instituted. They were upset about the economy. The border was, and I think he's right, the border was really on people's minds for all of the societal impacts of that. And he broke all of the narratives around it that was coming out of the media and coming out of the Democrats, and won this huge victory. I think it's earth-shattering what he did, not just for politics, but the way we as Americans receive and process our political information. He kind of bypassed, in some ways, the mainstream media and went right to these alternative media sources, and it turns out his entire strategy around that was correct.
That is a truth. Breaker of narrative. When I look through what I actually even went through reporting videos that time, from one after another. In fact, we were waking up every single day with different things happening to him. Oh, this man is attacking him here. Oh, this has happened. You know, I just had to inform myself to continue. I felt the time reporting videos, seeing all the lawfare against him, and at the end of the day, they were all shocked. They were embarrassed. So when I see these Libras now melting down about this, they don't even think about what he went through, or he's still even going through. They should think about that. It is difficult for any person to pass through that and still wins the elections. It's extremely difficult. Yeah. And he's still in good health.
now if they wanted to make someone Person of the Year, they would have made someone who, and my God, I'm sure he loves this, right? If they wanted to make someone Person of the Year, I don't know, they could have done it with any person. People, they could have done it to someone who actually stood for democracy, who stands for democracy in the country. Now, you think about what encompasses Person of the Year. Just because you are elected president of the United States does not mean that you should be Person of the Year. What Time magazine, what are you doing? Let me ask you, Time magazine. What do you say to the women who, I guess, still read Time magazine? Or the women who don't they do like a whole Time 100 thing or something, which, you know, what about the women who are on that list? What about that? I'm sure some of them had dealt dealt with issues that women have to deal with, like discrimination in the workplace, SA, all kinds of things. You have someone on the cover of your magazine who is an adjudicated assaulter. You have someone who inspired an insurrection. You have someone who, without a doubt, the evidence is there, tried to overturn a free and fair election. You had someone who had multiple criminal counts and found guilty on multiple criminal counts. And you name them Person of the Year? Is this a joke? Did we get something wrong? Did someone scam us? Are we sure about this, producers? There is a convicted felon on the cover of Time magazine as the Person of the Year. Maybe we're being scammed. Did someone put out a fake tweet or something about this?
Donald Trump was just named Time's Person of the Year for the second time in a row, and I just think that's very telling of how far we have not come as a society when we are literally putting rapists and sexual predators on the cover of Time magazine and labeling them as the Time Person of the Year. That's mind-boggling to me.
I swear, right now, rag, rumor magazines tell more truth than the ones who say they tell the truth. Hell, I'd put more credibility in the Enquirer and humans having alien babies at this moment in time. Y'all see that right there? What the fuck? You can't make this shit up. Do not comply, people.
If it's easy, Don Lemon should run for president. Okay. These millions of people who voted for Trump, why they never thought of this? Why must you always come up with these crazy theories that didn't even work? These were just political things that Democrats came up with to derail him, to put him down, and it didn't work out to the way they wanted. They are not even talking about this any longer. These are not talking points Don Lemon is putting out here. They're irrelevant. When I see him putting this out, to me, he looks like a fool. Yeah. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this guy is irrelevant. Nobody listened to him any longer. He was even trying when he was on CNN. Now, this ridiculous live stream he had on TikTok, struggling to say things, pay attention to that. I decided to react to it just because I want you to see the kind of meltdown they are putting out. It's crazy.
Your husband's dance moves.
Oh, this is very special and unique dance.
It is, right?
And I think a lot of people are copying it and everybody have fun with it.
Yeah. Which part?
Is this how you dance?
No.
Which part of the Trump did you give him any tips? Like in the beginning, it was low, and then it was up high, and now there's a golf swing.
No, he's coming all on his own.
Have you ever done the Trump dance? You are Mrs. Trump.
I did not.
So I guess you're not going to start.
It's a very good chance of that.
Many years ago.
Then the decisive result of this election gives us not just an answer to the question as to what Americans want to do.
Let's keep validating the same outlets that continuously undermine us at every single turn.
Dear Mon Pa MAGA.
United States.
It was an excellent conversation.
Justin Trudeau broke the border. We didn't have these problems before Justin Trudeau.
Does anybody else think it's funny how Donald Trump has officially done more for Canada and he's not even in office yet?
I had a good call with Donald Trump last night again. Trudeau is at the end of his time.
The Prime Minister dances while Montreal burns.
Mass officers and the Prime Minister was nowhere to be found.
Have a nice Sunday.
Doing this. That's what she did.
NBC News can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, which means he is the winner of this race and will return to the White House.
And Donald Trump will be our next president.
Donald Trump will become the 47th
president of the United States.
CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any in modern American politics.
Donald Trump likes my music. Please register to vote.
Look at this. She's only up by 15 points.
Caught Taylor Swift.
Yeah, this song is kind of...
Faith in the rule of law.
Also celebrating was a man who was celebrating